Hi everyone, welcome to Tamil Innovators by tamilculture.ca. I am your host, Arani Raskumar. Thank you for joining us. Today we have a very special guest all the way from India. We have Ms. Neelakandan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arani, for having me.
It is my pleasure. I was just telling Didi that I grew up watching her and I'm fangirling just a little bit over here and getting all my family members jealous. But I know about you, Didi, but why don't you let our viewers know a little bit about yourself?
So first of all, a big hi to all your family members. Really nice to know that somebody nearly the other side of the world loves me so much. Thank you so much for that. And what do I have to tell about myself in small introduction? So I got into this entertainment industry, like very young, when I was like 10 years old, 13 years old. And I started at 10 hosting some shows, then I had a break. Then I started again at 13. It's been nonstop till now. And it's been so many years. And I've hosted several number of shows and I've acted as well. So that's a brief intro about me.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that. That was a very humble introduction, but you are very, very well prominently known in the South Indian, especially entertainment industry. If I'm not mistaken, I think you were in a few Nadahams before as well, correct? Some serials?
Yeah. I'm very young. Yeah.
My favorite was obviously Jodi Number One. We loved that show growing up.
That one show changed a lot for the television, and that was like the new show. I mean, that was the introduction show for a reality show where television people were becoming stars, and that we were making stars, and we were like setting trends and templates which have been followed till now. So that's a nice show.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start off by asking you a very simple question. What does Didi do to have fun?
Have fun? I have fun everywhere, anywhere. I can have fun.
What particularly do you do?
What particularly I do? I spend a lot. I have a very small circle of friends. I spend a lot of time with them. If I'm not working, that's whom I spend a lot of time with. I'm very close to my siblings.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time with them as well. We go on tours, we travel, and I read a lot. I love history, so I watch a lot.
Oh, wow.
And on history and things like that. And that is something that not many of them know. And I really enjoy that. And I'm not very much of a foodie. I can't call myself a foodie. But yeah, I'd like to go around places, meet people, meet different kinds of people, human interaction, what makes me feel very alive and very happy. And that's what I love to do the most. And I think that's what keeps me going.
Awesome. So do you think that because you like this human interaction, is that why you kind of delved into the entertainment industry?
No. It was not because of that. Because when I came into the industry, I was already 10 years old. So right. I have no idea. So I don't think the kid knows anything about human interaction, or I don't even think the kid knows that word. So it was nothing to do with that. And it was basically a necessity, and that's why I came into this field. But then after that, I developed how do I put that? So I developed a sense of responsibility. I equipped myself with information, with knowledge about this, why we do this, what is the reason we do this, how can we be good at it? And those things I gathered it on the way.
Amazing. So do you find, and maybe it has changed since when you started because it was when you were 10 years old, but do you find that it's a little hard for aspiring young people to enter the entertainment industry now without perhaps knowing people?
See, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's definitely different from what experience we've had. Because what we had was like we were like making this whole thing then. Okay, there was this transition time, so we were like, so how do we do this? So what is this? How do we get this happening? And there was no YouTube, and there's no looking. You can't Google somebody, and you can't Google anything, and for example, in 2000, when first time was I was taken to an award function in Hyderabad. I was just 15 years old. I was taken, and they said, you have to do something called a red carpet. Like growing in a South Indian community, in a Tamil speaking community, you have no idea what a red carpet is.
Right.
And way back in 2000, there was no red carpet. That was the first year they're introducing something called red carpet in Filmfare here. So how do you do that? How do you handle it?
You just run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Nice.
figure out. So what is this whole thing? Why it's named red carpet? First, I do that. Then I ask that question. Okay, so it's something about the red carpets. What are the things you can ask in red carpet? How do you do that? What do you do that? And the template that we've set then is still followed now. So I have no YouTube channels to look up to, and it's only what we hear, and we make our own thing. So we come up with things. So the freedom of making mistake and learning from a mistake, that freedom was there for us. I don't think freedom is there for you guys now a lot, because there's so much of pressure as well. We had a different kind of pressure then. The pressure was to come up with something, do something, that kind of pressure. But today, your shot to fame is too quick.
Yes.
And you've even forgotten too quick.
I agree.
But then it was slowly built. You were never shot to fame in one overnight. It was slowly built. Like through a reality show, they say, okay, we're doing reality show. What is reality show? What do we know about reality shows? It's just 18, 19. What do we know? We don't know anything about reality show. Then we have to figure out what is a reality show. How do we bring the real people, realism from them? These are the things that you research and you learn, and you figure out a way, and you set a template.
Right.
I think that is what is different from then and now, because now you have so many people doing so many things. Like I was talking to a writer that day, and he said, so something is given to you, you have an opinion, but before you form an opinion or you do your research, you go and see what other people's opinions are. Then it changes. Okay. Because somebody else's opinion, oh, maybe I should talk like this. Oh, no, maybe I should say this. Oh, no, maybe that person's opinion is right. So you have so much of confusion where you might, I wouldn't say you actually get lost, but you might get influenced as well. So there's no freedom to do those silly mistakes and learn from the mistakes. That's one thing is different. And coming back to the question, is it difficult? No, I don't think it is difficult. It's even more easier now. Wow. Because you know, because you at least know where to go. Yes. There's an Instagram page which is run by somebody. You just have to be a little different, and you're being noticed. How do you sustain is a different question. That's a different part. Yeah. Question doesn't, I mean, that answer doesn't come into this, but yeah, you can get noticed and you can get into some place very easily, quicker than before. Like, for example, 20, 25 years back, we wouldn't have imagined you and me connecting, but now we are connecting. That's true. Yeah. That is very true, actually. I would have never thought that even like a couple of years ago that I would be here talking to you either. So, you know, this is great for me. Yes, it's nice. Like when I saw your page, I was really happy to see that, you know, somebody, the Tamil speaking community is joined there and they have a different vision. You guys are so different from us, even though we speak the same language. Yeah. Your emotions, your the way you've been brought up, your thought process are so different. But now we can connect and you can get something good out of me. I can get something good out of you. So the learning thing is made easier now. It's just, but it's just that there's so many options you have to pick learning. That is something you have to do for yourself.
Yeah, and I guess every generation has their own obstacles, and this.
So there's no point in brooding over, okay, then it was like that, now it's not like that. That's waste of time. No, roll with the time.
Yeah, and figure out what works now, right? Okay. So I noticed that you talk about setting the template. The template is now followed, and things like that. I find it very interesting because I would say, in my humble opinion, that you're a little bit of a trailblazer in, reality TV and things like that. And you have set the tone in various shows over the networks. How important is mentorship for you? Are you working with any mentees, or making sure other people kind of understand where you came from and like your knowledge? Are you passing it down to anybody?
If somebody asks, I do.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't give my opinions or my experiences. I wouldn't call it an advice. My experiences, no, I don't. Because I don't think now what I experience is not what I experienced. The challenges I experience now is not what I experienced like 10 years back,
right,
or 20 years back. So I can't give that experience. I can't put it now, and it doesn't work. It's like you can't put a CD into a USB. It doesn't work, right?
Right.
It's something like it keeps evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I'm eligible to pass on anything. So unless they're very close to me and they ask me, I do. Otherwise, I don't.
I think you're being very humble with that one, because even when TamilCulture.com reached out to me to do this, I was watching your YouTube interviews as well, just to get a little bit of pointers. The research was happening, like you said, with YouTube and all of that. So I'm sure you have a lot to pass on, but you're just very humble. Okay, so let's switch gears. Who do you think, or who do you see as your idol, if you have anyone?
Like an idol? There's so many that I learned from. Mm-hmm. And I'm very that way I'm very observant. Yes. I observe and I learn a lot. Like even like years back, I used to really love Oprah Winfrey. Mm-hmm. Really love her. And I mean, I still do. And then there was somebody in India who I really look up to, entertainment, just in entertainment. Mm-hmm. And somebody called Maria. She was an anchor in MTV or V channel, I don't know. I think MTV, I'm not very sure. MTV or V, one of those things. Mm-hmm. I really like her and I really look up to her. And when it comes to Tamil, my sister and my Mr. James Vasantan, he used to be a good example to see and learn from. And yeah, these are the people I idolize. I mean, I can't say they're my idols who I really follow and who I really look up to. No, I take the good things from everybody. Yes. If there's something good in you, I'm sure I'll take it from you. I'm that person. Yeah. If something strikes me, so it's like I was really like, for example, about Tamil culture, how you guys connect and how you guys do this. That's something that enthusiasm is something that I would love to learn.
Amazing. I mean, I think that's a very redeeming quality for anyone, to be able to get the positives and kind of apply it to yourself. And I guess that's why we're always ever evolving.
Yes, I think that's one thing you should always keep doing, right?
I agree. Okay, that was interesting. So I wanted to ask, if you didn't enter the entertainment industry for some reason when you were a child, where do you think your career would have went? What do you think you would have done?
I would have done so many things. I'd have been, I still teach sometimes, so I could have been a full-time professor. I could have gone into travel industry. I would have gone into service industry, like I would have been an hair hostess. You don't know. You don't know. I would have been everything. I could have been anything as well. So,
I like
but,
that.
but I think somewhere deep down, I would have come back to this entertainment. Somewhere here
Yeah.
or there. Maybe someone who's not wearing so much of makeup, some job like that. But yeah, somewhere here. I don't think I would have fallen far from this place.
Oh, that's amazing. That means you're doing what you want to do and you like it. And
I love my job, Arani. I love my job. Not a day I have taken my job for granted. Not a day I've been late. Whatever it is, a physical problem, mental problem, emotional problem, just whatever it is, I've always showed up with my work. I'm never late, and I love my job.
That's amazing. That's actually good advice that, any of the viewers who are looking to up to you could take, love your job, never be late.
Yeah, never be late.
Is there anything else that any advice that you would give anyone just starting out or trying to enter the entertainment industry?
Not just entertainment industry, any industry. I think you have to have your heart in the right place. If it's in the right place, if you really want to do it, you will somehow do it.
I agree.
You just need to really want to do it.
Right.
And then you do it. Just put your heart and soul into it, and it can happen.
Amazing. And we talked about sustainability, so let's come back to that. Once we entered it, what do you think needs to be done? And I think it probably has evolved now at this point on what needs to be done to sustain, I guess, your stance in the industry. Whereas, you said now you can get super high, super fast, but you could also be forgotten super fast as well. Whereas before it wasn't like that. So what do you think that people need to do differently to stay relevant?
First, you need to be sincere to your work. And you need to update yourself. Keep updating, keep evolving. Then there should be a small line of detachment, whatever that you get from this industry.
Okay.
When I mean detachment, it doesn't mean that I don't own anything. It means that I don't let anything own me.
Okay.
So there's work, things that come as a repercussion of my work. Then there's me.
Okay.
There's a small line of detachment.
So you
nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent.
Right.
So practice a small line of detachment is what I would tell them. Don't take yourself so seriously. That's one thing that I see. They think they take themselves so seriously. Like you said, I'm very humble. No, I'm not humble. It's just that I don't take myself so seriously. Okay, today it's happening. That's all. Tomorrow will it happen? I don't know. And today this happened because of the work I did today. Tomorrow, if it has to happen, I have to do work again tomorrow. I can't ride on today's work.
Right.
Every day you have to do. So it's something you want to do or you don't want to do. This is how it works here.
Right.
So
it's the work ethic, and you just have to keep going. I think that's true to most industries, even industries here, people here. You have to work for it. And
don't take yourself so seriously. Don't think you're indispensable. And take it light.
Right.
Whatever it is. Good and the bad and the ugly, everything.
Amazing. Do you find that the particular industry that you're in was a little bit more difficult in your personal life, or were you able to completely separate those?
No. I'm a very private person when it comes to that. I only let the world know what I want them to know in my personal life. Otherwise, I told you, I practice a small detachment.
Yes.
There's work. Then there's this me, separate me. So it's very easy. See, it's all about the blend,
Right.
Arani. It's all about the blend. How much and how well you mix it.
And you learned it.
With this much alcohol, this much water, and 1 cube of ice, or this much ice, this much water, and this much of alcohol. Just about the blend and mixes. You get your mix right, your life is set. It doesn't matter which industry you're in. Life is all about blending.
Yeah, nice. Now I want alcohol. I'm just joking. It's only 12 here.
But drinking alcohol is injurious to health. I just gave an example.
Of course, of course. Okay. Is there anyone in particular in the West that has inspired you? I know you talked about Oprah Winfrey. Anyone else that kind of stood out to you?
I love all the I really love Kate Winslet as an actress. Yeah, I'd love her acting. I like Julia Roberts. And I kind of really like their style, the way they've handled their life and everything. So, like I said, I cannot pinpoint and tell the names that you want me to tell because the usual names.
Yes.
But for me, my idols have always been my teachers, the women that I've seen. I've grown up watching. They're smart and they're brilliant, and they make their decisions fast. And I like that kind of people. So,
yeah. Inspiring. So, growing up, when you were in this industry, did you get a lot of support from your family? Was it your decision? I assume not, because you were 10 years old to get into the industry. But so was
I have a. Yeah, my family was very supportive. My sister was into this, Dhivyadharshini, so it was easier for me because of that. And she made it easier. And because she traveled before me, the road was already done for me. Right. So I had just to skate through it. And yeah, it was like pretty much like every other family.
Okay. And do you find that that's common, that most families would be okay with their daughters, especially, to join the entertainment industry maybe that young?
That I wouldn't support. I don't think you should go in that young.
Okay.
Why? You should be old enough to make that decision.
Okay.
And it can be a little bit of pressure. You can lose your childhood. So that I wouldn't really endorse. But if you're old enough to make a decision, like in the teens, early teens, like not early teens, like before you're an adult, like eligible age, like 16, 17, if you want to make that decision, if you have your family's support, it gives you immense strength. But if you don't have your family's support, you can still do it if you really want. Just be aware of things and people around you, and there's no shortcut to, fame or success. Always, if there's something short, it's not worth it.
Right.
So, do your math and do your research. And the girls are so smart. So I don't think, you just have to believe that you're smart. It's okay. Even if make a mistake, it's okay. But let it be a mistake that you made on your own choice, not somebody else thrusting it up on you. It should be your mistake. You should own it. If you can own it, I think nothing like that. That experience will give you the strength of supposedly a family should give. So just go ahead. Go ahead. Do the mistake. Don't repeat the mistakes. Yeah. That's all I have.
Amazing. Amazing. Don't repeat the mistakes. Noted. Yeah. So do you think that you missed out on childhood then because you had started working at such a young age?
Yeah, I started working when I was very young. So, and until a certain age, I always had this thing in my mind that, I have heard in an interview, superstar Rajinikanth say that, always family முதல்ல settle பண்ணுங்க, family முதல்ல secure பண்ணுங்க. I've heard that when I was very young. So I was always that person who was very keen about getting my family settled, getting them secured and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I follow his words. I mean, he must have said it in some interview, but I take it very seriously. I don't know why. From a very young age, I've been very serious about his words. And so I think once I finished all my duties is when then I really started exploring myself and what I like. But when that happened immediately, then I had some health issues. Then the whole new person in me had to come out. And I've survived here.
Amazing. Just evolving.
Yes.
That's great. I actually knew that you're very fond of superstar Rajinikanth, actually.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know, but we have obviously we have a huge Tamil population here, but I think we're maybe just as crazy about him as well. I think my brother-in-law is one of the most avid fans ever. He has a sweater with him. He needs to watch all his movies first day, first show. So, it's refreshing to see that even though we're on different sides of the world, we could always be connected through, the entertainment industry.
That's the power of entertainers, like you go to a religious place, you stand for hours, you go and see them, see the God or the whomever you believe in. But after that, it's for the entertainers that we're willing to stand and see them. That's because of the joy that they have passed through the screens to our lives. So that is very intangible,
Yes.
So that is the power of a star.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Some people are born with it.
I agree.
Sometimes you see people, you feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the blessing of being in this industry.
I believe it. I totally believe it. Okay, so switching gears maybe a little bit. In Hollywood, there was a lot of chatter and movements like the Me Too movement, for example. And a lot of things have come up. There's been a lot of cases, and inevitably, we've seen a little ugly side of the industry in the West Side. So, do you think something like that could be brewing in South India? Do you think that would come up? Would there be as much?
It's already come up, and it had happened almost simultaneously. And see, the good thing about it is at least now, you don't have to keep mum about it. You can be open about it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we need a lot of education. We need a lot of understanding. We need a lot of reading on how to handle them. The people, the girls or the boys who come up, who are the victims, and you need to treat them better. That can be learned by us again. Mm-hmm. And another thing as we can do is, if it's not happened to you, doesn't mean it's not happening.
Right.
So if it has not happened to you, okay, well, good, thank God. Then just don't belittle the person who's gone through it.
Mm-hmm. So do you find that there is a lot of backlash to anyone who is standing up? There is inevitably everywhere, even
that is there inevitably, but there are so many strong women who stood up and who've decided to go through this, and hats off to them. It's because of them that young girls somewhere have the hope that they don't have to remain silent.
I agree.
From now on, there's something called consent. Everybody knows. So take the consent. Otherwise, don't do it, please. So the word there's this movie Nerkonda Parvai, whom we give. I have so much of respect for Mr. Ajit Kumar because he did that movie. Because at that point of the time, a big hero like him who has so much of fan following, young boys, and he doing a movie which says no means no. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of integrity for a man to do that, and he did that.
Yes.
That's why he's the Ajit Kumar for us. His intelligence, his thought process, his the gentleman he is. So there are so many women who've gone through it, and only very few, handful of you have come out. And even if you can't support them, let's not belittle them. And this is happening. This is, I know everybody in the world know that
it's happening.
Women have been oppressed. You cannot say no to it.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's happened. Now, at least there are voices and it can be heard. That's a good thing. And I'm sure it will open a lot of change in thought process to people.
Awesome. I actually really, truly did love Neelakandan as well. It was a very great movie that came out at a great time. It started people's thought processes and, even here. So I agree. That's why Mr. Rajesh Kumar is great. I actually love him too, but since I was a kid, my dad would only feed me with his songs. I had to watch his songs in order to get a meal down. So that's interesting that you said that. Okay, so I think we're wrapping up now, but a little fun question for you. When can we expect you in Toronto?
Toronto, whenever you guys invite me, I'll be there.
Oh, you're always invited. Everyone here loves you. We'll have to throw a Tamil culture party and have you as a chief guest soon.
Yes, let's join in there soon then. I really wish, it's been long since I've been to Toronto, so I really want to come. And let's see, let's keep our fingers crossed and hopefully I will come there and all of you guys very soon.
Amazing, amazing. We cannot wait. But hey, thank you so much, Didi, for taking the time and talking to us today and giving us all this insight. It was a great pleasure speaking to you.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you so much to Tamil Culture. நீங்க வந்துட்டு நான் நிறைய உங்களோட போஸ்ட் பார்ப்பேன் and பார்க்கும்போது வந்து யங் தாட்ஸ் வந்து இவ்வளவு அழகா நீங்க வந்து அந்த ஒரு பிரவுன் பேரண்ட், பிரவுன் அம்மா, பிரவுன் அப்பா, அதெல்லாம் நீங்க அவ்வளவு அழகா சொல்லும் போது இட்ஸ் லைக் yeah, that's so true. And I'm so happy young girls are voicing it out there. And even it doesn't have to be only young girls, it can be women and men in general, and young boys supporting it. And I really, really love that. And a big thumbs up to you people who are doing this so well, and all the very best. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. And thank you so much for having me here, Arani.
Of course. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for speaking about Tamil culture and how much it means to you. Great. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And thank you to our viewers for joining Tamil Innovators by TamilCulture.com. I'm your host, Arani. Until next time.